This whole flow is meant to be joyful and happy. And so we're going to have opportunities to do some fun things and to breathe and to move. But that means that the playlist is extra important this time versus the more optional version of others. So if you'll go ahead and grab the link, which is either in the video description or in the chat if you're live. And push play on that in 3, 2, 1, play. Perfect. So bring yourself into a space of awareness as you make your way to the back of your mat for child's pose. This moment. Let the knees be a little bit wider, and if it's possible, stretch your arms out overhead. Maybe snuggle the torso down. Rock the head from side to side. And take a deep breath in through the nose. And out through the mouth. Two more times. In through the nose. Deep, deep, deep. And out through the mouth. Final cleansing breath, and then allow your breath to begin to come into its natural rhythm and pace. And give yourself a moment to notice that you're here. Stretch the arms out, sink the hips closer toward the heels. Notice the body and the mind, the senses. Just all the subtle nuance of right now. Let the breath sigh when it feels like it wants to. And begin to lengthen the breath now. Focus on the exhalation first. So take it to a count of 4. And then match the inhale to that. And if it's possible, lengthen the breath to 5 or 6. Just while we're here. Mm, 3 or 4 more breaths. Notice what you've brought with you to the practice. And then on your next inhale, come up onto the fingertips. If the arms are not already overhead, bring them there. Create space between the vertebrae of the spine. Reach the heart down a little bit further towards the earth. Active through the arm bones. Just letting go of whatever you had to do in order to be here on your mat. And bring the palms flat on the earth. With the next inhale, come into a tabletop position. Knees under hips, wrists under shoulders. Press the fingertips down into the earth. Subtle lift in the center of the palms, shoulders away from ears. Toenails connect to the earth. Inhale, look up. Exhale, round the spine, chin to chest. Four more times like that. Begin to balance the breath at the count of 4. And I'll invite you as we move through, unless I tell you otherwise, to stay with that inhale 4, natural pause. Exhale 4. If it's feeling really good, do as many of these as you want to. And otherwise, if you're ready to move on, come to a neutral spine with the next breath and begin to make circles with the hips. And you can go all in one direction, or you can alternate between the two. You can get the shoulders into it. Just 2 or 3 more breaths there. Come to neutral. Take the left hand, place it underneath the heart. Reach the right arm up towards the sky as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, dive the right hand in the space between the left hand and knee. Right shoulder to the earth, side of the right head, or the right side of the head to the earth. Work to keep the hips in line with one another. And if you want to, you can take the left hand up towards the sky or towards the right hip. Optionally, you can straighten the left leg behind you. Last 2 breaths. Reach the heart towards the sky. With the next exhale, knee down to the earth. Unwind. Come back to neutral. 1 cycle of cat-cow. Look up with the breath in. Round the spine deeply with the breath out. Chin to chest, belly to spine, pelvic floor rises. Neutral position, right hand center of the chest on the earth. Left hand reaches up with the breath in, and then take it between the right hand and knee with the breath out. Left cheek toward the earth. You can stay right here. If you're interested, you can take the right hand up toward the sky, or maybe behind you. Reach for the left thigh. You could stay there, or you can come onto the ball, the right foot, straighten the right leg, deepen the twist. 1 more. Exhale completely. And then unwind with your next breath out. Find your way back to tabletop position. Last cat-cow. Deep breath in, in. Exhale, round the spine very deeply. Tuck the toes. Neutral spine, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Shoulders away from ears. Send the weight into the space where the fingers meet the palms. A little heavier on the thumb and the first 2 fingers, a little lighter on the pinky finger side. Bend the knees a little bit. Reach the tailbone high. Exhale, heels down. 1 more full breath in, all the way, all the way, all the way, all the way out. Look
towards the top of the mat with the breath in. Find your way there with the breath out. Make space between the feet and fold. Maybe let your torso sway from side to side. Just little subtle undulations. Hands can be where you want them to be. Come to neutral. Flat back, breathe in, in. Fold. Rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. Feel your feet on the earth, lift your toes, and let your body sort of sway from side to side a little bit. Yeah, perfect. And when you feel yourself rooted and grounded, make space between the toes and gently lay them on the earth. Breathe in from your feet to the crown of your head. And even as you feel the energy rising from the feet to the crown of the head, feel yourself expanding in every other direction as well. So from the center of the body outward, and then from outward in towards the center. Feel the energy moving in, down toward the feet, up from the feet towards the crown, center outward, outward in. Feel the energy move around the head, the skull. Ride the breath. Awareness to your third eye first. Notice what's there. And then a little bit higher to that space of connection with the God of your own understanding. What makes you happy? And when do you feel joy? Set an intention now. And I offer for us that we use this time in our bodies with our breath, with each other, to become a little clearer on the difference between happy and joy, and to align ourselves more completely with that underlying joy. Take a full breath in, and as you exhale, simply feel the vibration of Om move through your body. Internal. Inhale, take the hands up. Go back really far. But move languidly, okay? Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward. Nice and slow. Flat back, breathe all the way in. Right foot stays where it is, left leg steps back. Come down onto the left knee. Inhale, hands up. Interlace fingers, roll palms to the sky. Press down into the right foot. Draw the right heel back toward the back of the mat. Feel the left knee moving toward the front of the mat. Lengthen the torso with the inhale, and with the exhale, bring hands behind you. Interlace fingers at the small of your back. Heels of the palms move toward one another. Lengthen from the sacrum up towards the heart. You're not trying to take your head back. You're lengthening the spine and making room. One more breath in. Exhale, release. Lift the left leg back up. Step the right leg back. Shift weight forward, lower down. Halfway or all the way. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, Downward facing dog. Breathe all the way in and out. One more time. All the way out, 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 out. Look towards the top of the mat with the breath in. Step the left foot there. Come down onto the right knee. Hands towards the sky with the breath in. Press down through the left heel. Draw it toward the back of the mat. Right knee toward the front. Hips are squaring. Interlace fingers if you wish. Roll palms up toward the sky. Lengthen the torso. With the next exhale, hands behind the back. Interlace fingers if you desire. Heart reaches high. Avoid letting your head fall back and crunching the neck. Instead, just look up. One more. With your exhale, hands to the earth. Pick up the right knee, step the left leg back. Shift weight forward and lower down with your exhale. Cobra or upward facing dog with your breath in. Downward facing dog with your breath out. Feel free to move the feet in any way you desire. Sway and wiggle. One more full cycle of breath. Look towards the top of the mat with the inhale. Find your way there with the exhale. Fold. Flat back. Bow. Rise. Hands to heart center, or maybe heart and belly. Feel back into your awareness of what happy feels like to you. Where does it live in your body? What is the sensation of it? Just notice. Notice. Breathe. Perfect. Stay with that as we move to this next series of breaths. Hands towards the sky. Inhale. Fold forward. Exhale. Flat back. Breathe in. Exhale. Step back and either high to low or just meet us in downward facing dog. Reach your right leg up with the breath in. Just stretch it way back. Heart towards thighs. Exhale, step the right foot to the front of the mat. Stand the ball with the left foot. Inhale, take hands toward the sky. Square the hips, front to back and side to side. If you want to, interlace your fingers and roll the palms up towards the sky once more. Shoulders away from ears. Look up a little bit. With the exhale, hands behind the back. Stay firm in the low belly to protect the low back and reach the heart up, not back, up. If it happens that the heart reaches up a little bit more and you start to take a back bend, let it happen. Don't make it happen. Last deep inhale. With the exhale, bow the torso forward. Keep the bind if it's possible for you. Just rinse the arms overhead as much as it feels okay. Think about bringing the torso inside of the right leg. And if you need to take your foot down, go ahead and do that. Yeah. Perfect. Take one more full cycle of breath in. And with the exhale, take both hands to the earth, step the right leg back, draw the lower belly in and up. Take the right hand and place it at the center of the chest. Spiral onto the pinky toe side of the right foot. Take the left hand towards the sky. Alternately, you can come down onto the right knee. Now, you can stay right here, or you can reach the left leg up. Stay there, or bring the left leg behind you and open into a wild thing. Full deep breath in. Stay with the sensation of happy. Be curious about it. With your next exhale, find your way back into downward facing dog. All the way in through the nose, out through the nose. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, left foot, front of the mat. Stay on the ball of the right foot. Inhale, hands toward the sky. Optionally, interlace the fingers, roll them up. Reach really high. Stretch back. On your next exhale, bring hands behind at the base of the spine. Lower belly in towards the spine and up in order to protect your low back. Lengthen. If a back bend happens, let it. One more full cycle breath. And then with the exhale, hinge at the hips. Take the heart down. You can flatten the back foot down or stay on the ball. Stay with sensation. Last inhale. Exhale, hands to the earth. Step the left leg back. Find your plank. So if your butt's real high, bring it down. If it's real low, bring it up. Knees if you want it. Left hand, center of the chest. Spiral into the pinky toe side of the left foot, right hand up. Optionally, come onto the knee. Breathe. Stay right there if you want, or take the right foot up, stay there, or bring it behind you and open the heart towards the sky, wild thing. One more. With your exhale, find your way back into downward facing dog. Stay there. Breathe deeply. Feel the hands, the feet, and the entire torso. What I want to offer for your consideration is that happy is a conditional experience. Happy is dependent upon what's happening or is not happening. It's transient, completely. Take one more breath there, please. I'm turning around, but you stay in the direction you are on your mat. On your next breath in, step the right foot forward, spiral the back foot flat. Rise into side angle, so elbow to knee or hand to the earth. Drop the left hip down to the best of your ability. Make a line that is straight from the shoulder down to the pinky toe side of the left foot. Left hand towards the sky. Breathe. You can stay right here. If you wish to, you can take a half bind. That's your left hand behind you. Reach toward the right thigh. You can drop the right hand down toward the earth, fingertips, or flat, or block. Or you can dive the right hand underneath the right thigh, hold on to the left wrist. Rotate, heart towards the sky. You can look up or down. Just breathe. That's the most important part. Now, you can maintain this bind or you can let it go, but start to straighten the right leg into a triangle. Left hand reach toward the sky if it's not already there. Full deep inhale, rise, and reverse your triangle. Reach all the way up. Perfect. And then come to center, parallel your feet. Take your toes and make them a little bit wider than the heels. Now, the bind that we're going to take right now is optional. You might find that holding onto your shirt or a strap will be useful here. I'm going to turn around so you can see it. Inhale, take the right hand up towards the sky, left hand behind you, and reach it back as far as you can. When you can't reach back anymore, bend the left elbow and move it towards the center of the shoulder blades. Then bend the right hand. Make a connection or hold on to strap, shirt, what have you. Perfect. Full breath in. Bend the knees deeply. Goddess. If you want to, you can lift the heels. Or you can make angry faces. Or you can relax the jaw. Whatever you do, breathe. And start to notice the ways in which your happiness is dependent. What does it depend on? What do you need in order for you to feel happy? Just be really honest with yourself. 2 more. Sink down. Not the thing that you would tell if somebody asked you and you had to give the answer that's correct. Last breath. Sink down. Ah. If your heels are up, take them down. Straighten the legs with the inhale. Release the bind. Fold forward. But the truth. Yogi choice, 5 breaths. You know the things I'm talking about, the things that are a little bit on the ridiculous side of life, right? I can't think of any right now, but I know I've got a ton of them. Last breath. Or maybe you've got 2 more. Listen to you. When you feel complete, find a flat back with an inhale. Turn the left toes so that your left heel bisects the arch of your right foot. Bring the left elbow to the knee. Right hand toward the sky. You can stay there, or you can take bicep toward ear to extend it. Stay there for a couple of breaths, even if you're like, nah, I want to take the whole bind. Cool, you can in just a second. Feel this. And then if you want to, you can take that half bind, bring the arm behind you. You can take the hand to the earth or block. And you can dive the left hand underneath and grab hold of the right wrist. Breathe. Last full inhale. With the exhale, begin to straighten the left leg. Use a block if it serves you. Right hand toward the sky if it's not already there. And then rise up and reverse the triangle. Come back to neutral. Opposite side. So this time, take the left hand up, right hand behind you. Make that connection. When you're ready to, bend the knees. So here's another thing when it comes to happy. Heels up if you want. Maybe you did last time and you don't want to this time. Maybe you didn't last time and you want to this time. But this whole seeking of happy, lamenting when happy isn't happening, yeah. That's stealing the happy that's available, number one, but obscuring access to joy. Sink a little deeper. Because you see, joy doesn't have anything to do with what's going on. It has to do with our attitude about it. How you feel about being alive. How willing are you? Sink the hips down. Last breath. Feel some sensation. Yeah. And then straighten. Release the bind. Parallel the feet. Fold forward with the breath out. Stay there. Yogi choice, 5 breaths. There's even this concept of foreboding joy. Maybe you've heard of it. Maybe not. But basically, what it is that even when we're experiencing happiness, there is a barrier to completely embracing that. Because we're already at the point when we think that dependent piece is going to fall away and we're not going to be happy anymore. Last breath. Find a flat back. Inhale deeply. Turn the left toes towards, or the right toes, whichever, towards the front of the mat. And take a vinyasa if you wish. Downward facing dog is where we will meet. In through the nose. Out, nose or mouth. One more time. Full breath in. And all the way out. Look towards the top of the mat. Lengthen and prepare with your breath in. Find your way there with the breath out. Flat back, inhale. Fold forward, exhale. Bend the knees. Inhale, hands towards the sky, chair pose. Sink the hips down. And start to make little bouncy movements with your hips. And take it down a little bit more. A little bit more. One more. Inhale, rise all the way up. Go back any amount. Exhale, fold forward. Hold on to whatever you want to hold on to, whether that is the floor, your toes, your ankles, a block. Let the head hang heavy. Good job. And you can shrug your shoulders a little bit. You can move and sway ever so slightly. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. Let it feel really, really good. Last one here. Brilliant. Make a flat back, inhale. Hands to hips. Lower belly to spine, rise to standing. Release hands alongside the body. Lift toes if you need to in order to reorient yourself. Let the eyes close. And just feel life moving through you a little bit. Notice your sensation. And then take hands towards the sky. Breathe in. Fold forward. Breathe out. Flat back. Inhale. Exhale. Left foot steps back. Stay on the ball of that foot. Reach the hands towards the sky. Inhale. Exhale. Hands behind you. Interlace the fingers. Reach the heart up. Full breath in. Shift weight forward. Lift the left leg up behind you. Breathe. Stretch through the left leg. One more full breath in. With the exhale, hand to the earth. Left leg up. Reach, reach, reach. If you want to kick up, you totally can. And then exhale. Left foot to meet the right. Bend knees. Nice and deep, like deeper than you normally would. Take the hands towards the sky. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Flat back, breathe in. Exhale, step or jump. High to low plank. Inhale. Heart reaches. Upward facing or cobra. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Breathe in through the nose. Out, nose or mouth. Look towards the top of the mat, and as you breathe in, step the left foot forward. Stay right there. And then take hands towards the sky with the next inhale. Interlace fingers, lengthen. Breathe out. Hands behind you. Shoulder blades track down the spine. Look forward. Shift weight forward. Lift the right leg up, warrior three. Stay strong in the left leg. One more full breath in. Exhale, hands to the earth. Reach, reach, reach the right leg up. If you want to kick up, you totally can. And then take right foot down toward the earth. Flat back, inhale. Exhale, step or jump back, high plank, lower down. Lift the heart, cobra or upward facing dog. And with the exhale, downward facing dog. Perfect. Breathe all the way in, all the way out. All the way in, all the way out. Last time. Come down onto the knees. High kneeling position, please. Bring the right foot forward. Use your hands to help square your hips. Perfect. And then reach or scoot the right foot forward until you start to feel the left front hip flexor opening a little bit more. Wonderful. And then think about bending the left knee and reach for the left foot. And resist. Brilliant. And you can look up, open the heart, shoulder blades toward one another. Resist. Great. And one more breath here. Open the whole chest, the shoulders. And then release the foot, hands to the earth. Straighten the right leg. Reach through the right heel. Lengthen the torso. Open the whole back side of the right leg. One more full breath in. And then as you exhale, come into hero pose. Spine tall. what would happen in your life, for your experience of life, if you were to relinquish, to a certain extent, the conditions. High kneeling, left foot forward. Shift the hips forward. Start to really feel opening in the right front hip flexor. And if and when you feel ready to, bend the right knee. Reach back for the right foot. Resist. Open the heart. Look up. And take one more full cycle of breath there. And inhale deeply. And with the exhale, release. Straighten the left leg. Perfect. Breathe. One more. And then gently, slowly release that. Come back into a high kneeling position. Neutralize. Imagine that if the times in your life when you've noticed that you are experiencing less joy than you desire, you can identify that that's conditional. It's because you're looking for something to be what it isn't, or worried that it's going to change. Imagine what it would be like to not have to manage all of those variables. Come down into either puppy dog pose, which can be any variation that moves toward this shape with the knees down, forehead moves towards the earth. You can also use a block to bring it up towards you. If your forehead's down on the earth and your elbows are down on the earth, you can bring the palms together and make an Anjali Mudra, a prayer, right at the top of the skull. Just breathe. Consider pressing into the fingertips if you're making that mudra overhead, and just to create more space on the shoulders, the backside of the heart. We hold a lot of past wounds, grievances, grief, heartbreak. This blocks our ability to be open. Last time. And then bring hands down to the earth. Come into a tabletop position and then tuck your toes and take it into a downward facing dog. If you want to take a vinyasa or anything like that, you're very welcome to do that. Stay with your breath. Beautiful. And you can bounce your dog a little bit if you want to. Wherever you're at. And what I'm going to suggest to you moving forward is that you begin to consider what it might be like if you let go of all of the external, or tried to, and instead rested your perspective and the source of your happiness in the joy of existing. Last breath. Tiptoes, knees bend maybe with the inhale. Find your way to the top of the mat with the exhale. You can step or you can jump. Rise all the way to standing. Inhale. Bring hands to heart center. Perfect. Get nice and grounded and rooted. And there's that quote where they say, if you don't like something, go somewhere else. You're not a tree. You can move. And I want to invite you to consider that perhaps the deeper lesson is in staying where you are and thriving there. because the truth is wherever you go, there you are, right? Shift all the weight into the left foot. And come into your tree, whatever you want it to be. So you can bring the heel to the ankle. You can bring the sole of the foot to the calf. You can bring it to the inside of the thigh. You can even take a half lotus if you want to. Yeah, you can take a half lotus with a bind if you want to. None of them are better. The point is to take the tree that serves you today and lets you be a little bit wobbly, yeah? Feel the knee move towards the earth. And maybe bounce a little. Yeah, maybe sway a little. Maybe close your eyes. Maybe let yourself experience what it's like to not meet the parameters of what you think you're supposed to be doing. Take one more breath and still be joyful about that. And then gently, slowly release when you're ready. Let it go. And take it on the other side as you're ready to. Perfect. Find your way. It doesn't have to be the same on this one. Feel your breath. Maybe close your eyes. Couple more. And then slowly and gently release, shake it out. This is the last vinyasa of our practice. So, if you want it, go ahead and take it. Reach the hands up if you're doing it. Fold forward, breathe out. Flat back, inhale. High to low plank. Bottom of the breath meets the bottom of the plank. Lift the heart. In. Downward facing dog. Breathe out. One more. Look towards the top of the mat with the breath in. Find your way there, breath out. Rise all the way up. Breathe in. Stretch. Go back if it feels good. And exhale, hands to heart center. So, we're about to move into denser. You might find that a strap will be helpful for you here. Maybe not. Yeah. Or a belt, or a string. Yeah. I'll show you both ways. So if you're using a strap, make the loop and keep it long. Take the loop right over the part of your foot close to the toes, and the other, the tail of the strap over your shoulder. Yeah? Create tension, and then walk your hands down the strap until your foot, your heel, is as close to your butt as you can get it. Keep the knee moving down towards the earth. If you are not using a strap, hold on to the inside of your foot. Those of you that are using a strap, bring the elbows overhead. Keep them in line with the shoulders and walk the elbow or the hands down the strap. Only when you've reached as close toward the foot as you can should you consider moving forward. Yeah. So if you're not using the strap, we're going to stay here for a couple more breaths. You can take the opposite hand in front of you and set yourself something to look at. Awesome. One more breath. And then gently, slowly release. Both feet on the ground. Feel yourself for a moment or two. And then we take it on the other side. So if you're using the strap, again, wrap the strap around the toe part of the foot, the top of the foot, and then walk the hands down the strap until eventually you bring the elbows up. There you go. And breathe. And if you are not using the strap, again, you can use your hand reached out in front of you for a bit of a focus point. Awesome. If you fall down, come on back up and take one more breath. Awesome. And then slowly lower yourself down to the earth. Shake it out. Let it go. Awesome. You can come to the front of your mat or stand wide on your mat, whatever feels good to you. But what I'd like for you to do now is take your pinky finger, side of your hand, and just gently tap your arms and your legs, move up towards the heart. Yeah. So it's almost like softly karate chopping. Yeah? And as you're doing this, the point is to open up and awaken your body's ability to sense itself a little bit more. Yeah? Yeah, don't be shy. There you go. Inside of the legs, outside of the legs. Perfect. Awesome. And then start to brush toward the heart again. And you can close your eyes here and just like feel what it feels like. Because the thing is, we get stuck in our head about all kind of BS. And that blocks the pathway of joy. Because joy is really inherent in having a body, being alive, having breath in our lungs, and the ability to experience that. Couple more brushes. Awaken it. Maybe get a little bit more vigorous. And then come to your feet and start to sway your torso. And let the arms be heavy. Eyes gentle and relaxed. Yeah, stay with it. And make the movements a little bit bigger. There you go. And then start to pick your feet up. Or maybe sway your hips a little bit. Maybe you jump. Maybe you turn yourself in circles. Basically, dance. There you go. Nice. And it doesn't have to look like anything you would see when people are dancing, right? What I mean is move your body in a way that is excited about being alive. Pick your feet up. Yeah. There you go. Get your arms in on the action. Maybe jump up and down a little bit. Yeah. I'm going to turn in circles. Maybe you want to do that too. I don't know. Woo. And then come to stillness. Stop moving. Bring all of your awareness into your feet. Feel the vibrations, the pulsation, the prana. Notice your heartbeat. You can close the eyes if you want to and turn deeply inward. That place inside of you that needs nothing, that expects nothing, that wants for nothing, that remembers that you are whole. Take a full deep inhale. Fold forward as you exhale, just nice and easy, gentle. Stay there if it feels good. You might wish to take the feet away from each other. Point the toes out a little bit. You can sit on a block. Come into Malasana. Use your elbows to move the knees away from one another, and you can sway here gently. And so, in yoga, we have something called Ishvara Pranadhana, which means to surrender. We're going to stay here for a few more breaths. And it's not a space of surrender because we're powerless. It's surrender because we recognize that we don't need to fight. And the peace and the grace that comes from that surrender awakens the connection to the joy that's always there. You can take 2 more breaths, please. You can let the head hang heavy. And then find your way into a kneeling position. Make your spine tall. And I'm going to invite you, if you're listening to music, to turn it up in a moment, because the next series of movements that we'll move through together and on our own, really, is all about moving in such a way that we are inviting release of attachment to the way things should be. And so before we move into this, I invite you to tap into your own awareness. In what ways do you resist life? Where do you have an opportunity to surrender more deeply? What would it take for you to open yourself deeply, vulnerably, up to the joy of just being alive? Letting go of the way things should be. Connect with the God of your own understanding. Allow that to align with your intention, whatever that was. What's in the way? Let it go. And as we move through this series of asana, let it be guided by the breath and by your intention. As you inhale, come up onto your knees, hands to the small of the back. Exhale, let the heart open. Any amount. Come back up with the breath in. And exhale, hands to the earth, slide forward all the way onto the belly. Relax completely. Don't hold on at all. Surrender your entire body to the earth. When you're ready to, lift the heart up with the breath in. It can be a little cobra all the way to an upward facing dog. Make it your own. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, high kneeling. Hands to the base of the spine. Heart opens, camel. Reach and rise. Come forward. Surrender. Completely. Heart rest. Inhale. Move with your breath. Child's pose. Exhale. Continue in this way. Inhale. Reach up. This is a symbol, an expression of willingness to be active, to participate in life. The heart opening. Active grace, purpose. Listening to your heart's deepest desires. Hands reach up. Divine guidance, intuition. Hands down to the earth. Humility. Wisdom. The heart reaches up from the earth. Resilience. Child's pose. Beginner's mind. Let the eyes close when you feel the flow of the movements. Pause where you feel called to pause. Don't worry about how long. Just be with your breath. Be with yourself. Lose yourself in the flow of your breath and of your movements. Understand I think it's Anais Nin that said, life shrinks or expands in accordance with your courage to live it. And that means surrender. Take a few more. Hear the words. Receiving of the gift of life. All that underlies. Bountiful. Blissful. And beautiful. Make your way into a seated position as you feel ready to. If you are listening to the song and you want to sing along, please do. There's power in giving voice. making sounds. Take the hands up towards the sky wide, bountiful. Prayer at the crown of the head, blissful. Hands to your heart and your belly, beautiful. Let the eyes close, feel the words, bountiful am I. Crown of the head, blissful am I. Heart and belly, beautiful am I. Receive the truth. Hands up, bountiful. Prayer, blissful. Beautiful. Breathe deeply. Keep your hand on your heart and your belly. Every single thing that you've ever experienced, every beautiful thing you've seen, everything wonderful, as well as everything sad and rainy, everything in between, is because you are. And that's the joy. This field of potential and possibility. Breathe. As you feel ready to, bring yourself onto your back, please. You can keep the eyes closed. Hug the knees in towards the chest. Maybe rock a little bit from side to side. And maybe you want to make even bigger circles with the knees. Listen to you. Maybe that feels good and you want to keep doing that. If that's true for you, be there. Some of you may find that it feels good to come into happy baby. Make the feet wide, reach the soles of the feet towards the sky. Keep the whole back on the earth. Shoulders down. Maybe even sway from side to side. Relax the hips, the jaw, the neck. From the day we're born until our last breath. We have this incredible, unfathomable, really, opportunity to feel, to taste, to touch, to breathe, to hear life. Take 3 more breaths. Viewed from that perspective, that all of it's a gift. Bring the soles of the feet towards one another and reach them towards the ground. And let the knees be even, flat on the earth. Just give yourself a moment here. It becomes easier, much easier, from the vantage point. Of non-linear, right? You can take the palms, or the heels of the palms, right at the base of the thighs where they meet the hips, and just gently push away. Lengthen the spine. Now the last things that I'll offer, invitationally, to come more fully into the present moment. Release that pressing. Shift the hips a couple of inches toward the right. Cross the right knee over the left. Keep the shoulders on the earth. And just slowly and gently allow both feet to fall, or both knees to fall to the left side. You can turn the gaze toward the right if you wish. So one final sort of piece that tends to help me when I get a little stuck or a lot stuck is to remember that time is going to pass anyway. And the only choice that I really have is whether I'm going to remember what an amazing gift being alive is and embrace it with as much gratitude as I possibly can, or if I'm going to let myself forget and get all twisted up about things that don't matter at all. Not from the grand view. Take one more breath here. And then gently and slowly unwind, uncross the legs. Shift the hips a couple of inches in the other direction after you've given yourself a chance to neutralize. When you're ready to, cross the left leg over the right. And open into the twist. In that space of surrender, swings the door wide open to joy. Sometimes that looks like forgiveness. Sometimes it looks like letting go, doing something or not doing something. What it always looks like is being open, being willing to fall down, just as willing, without concern for whether there will be a moment that's unpleasant. Because that's a dependent, circumstantial. Take 3 more breaths. field of possibility from where that arose is constant. Last breath. And bring yourself back to center as you feel ready to. Find your way onto your back. Relax your feet and your arms. Take up space. Breathe as if the smallest atom of you was breathing. Breathe with your whole being, with your heart, with your soul, with your skin, not just your lungs. Breathe with your mind, with your spirit. And do it with ease. No force. Only the infinite power of the universe expressing itself as you, playing and being human. Feel your whole body relax now. Notice the spaces in between your body and the earth. Subtle and infinitesimal though they may be. And sense yourself floating. Light and free. Float wherever your heart wishes to take you. Take a few more breaths into that vast, free, expansive space. Pulling that energy and awareness into you until it fills every single crack, every crevice, every corner. And as you fill with that light and freedom, feel your body become more connected to the earth as you become more aware of it. Sense yourself now, expansive and limitless, and at the same time gifted with a human body, with bones and muscles. Feel the starlight in you stretch down to your fingertips and your toes as you begin to twinkle and wiggle them. Feel the soles of the feet, the palms of the hands, the top of the scalp awaken. Maybe the head falls from side to side a little bit. And if and when you're ready, reach the arms overhead. Find your way eventually to the right side of the body, knees bent, arms as a pillow. Give yourself time here. Savor the transition. And only when you feel connected to your purpose, to your intention, and to the limitless, expansive joy of your existence. Find your way into a seated position. No rush. No hurry. There never is. Not really. Not for life. For our mind, yes. But that's all. Let the spine become tall. Feel the energy, the vibration of the universe, Om, moving through you. And we'll close our time together and seal this practice. All of the intentions and blessings, along with our willingness to be present for existence in a joyful way. With 5 ohms. Inhale to begin and just move as you're ready. Bring hands to heart center. All that is within me recognizes all that is within you. We have always been, we are now, and we will always be one. With deep gratitude and humility, and bow and acknowledgement. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me. Love you.